Now for our final topic, the tariffs. Let's start out with the bottom line. Do not panic buy. You're only going to be burning money that you don't need to. Yes, companies will be leveraging tariffs for short-term gain and increased profit margins. I guarantee you that nothing on the shelves right now was hit by any of these tariffs. The price increases that you are seeing right now are pushes to grab more profits and hike prices to take advantage of a short window where the market will allow for these higher prices until people start getting wise to what's going on. Let me break something down for you. In simplistic terms, unless a product is price controlled, it will be priced according to what the market is willing to pay for it, tariffs or no tariffs. There's only so much you can increase a price before your sales will start falling off and competitors that are willing to accept lower margins will come in and take sales from you. So, as much as people are trying to say it will be ultimately a tax on goods passed on to the consumer, it will be more of a negotiation between the profit margin and what price the market will accept. And companies are already trying to price to that ceiling of what price the market will accept. So if you don't want to see prices stay sky high, don't panic buy. I'd be willing to bet we'll see a more nuanced series of negotiations that protect manufacturing in the US, but still leave open key things that are needed to keep American manufacturing running. Please don't listen to the fear-mongering Keynesian economists that want you to think that this will be a net negative for the US. Protecting American manufacturing is a net good, and most countries already do this to protect their own manufacturing bases. Resist deindustrialization. Now, as far as industry impacts go, let's start with the obvious. Your Chinese-made optics are going to go up in price, and honestly, I'm not going to lose too much sleep over this. I have ethical issues with much of China's labor quote-unquote market, and their government does a lot to ensure that their economic numbers look far better than they really are. American manufacturers will step in and fill the void, and foreign companies, if they want to remain competitive, will most likely have to move production here, and some already are. Primary Arms is producing the HTX in the US already, and SIG's new Romero RS Red Dot is being made in Oregon. So there are companies that are already putting their manufacturing in the US. These tariff policies are just going to accelerate that. Next, we have firearms imports. These are going to be mostly minimal in terms of cost increases. Israel is looking at a 17% tariff, Turkey 10%, so Israeli and Turkish shotguns are not going to see any kind of a steep price hike, but they might go up. Beyond this, Canik is already doing manufacturing here, as well as HK, so there's good reason for them to keep and expand their US production capability. Yet, there's another reason that companies will want to build out their firearms production capabilities here in the US. The ATF, as much as they suck for us regular citizens to deal with, trying to import products with restrictions like 922R compliance makes it even more complicated. So the tariffs end up being just one more incentive added on to skipping having to deal with the ATF import regulations for foreign firearms manufacturers to move to the States to get better access to the world's largest firearms market. So that leaves us with ammunition to discuss. In this, we are going to see companies that are either importing ammunition or using imported components be forced to raise their costs. Sam Gabbert, the owner of SG Ammo, provided a number of examples of how this might shake out. He said PMC is looking at costs going up by $100 for 1,000 rounds of 5.56. Privy Partisan will be looking at a 37% price increase. Igman will see a $180 price increase per 1,000 rounds of 7.62x39. Seller and Ballot will see lower increases of about $40 per 1,000 rounds of 9mm, and MagTech will see $20 cost increases per 1,000 rounds of 9mm as well. Now, all of this sounds like doom and gloom, but for American manufacturers such as Supervel or Phoenix Ammunition, they now have a unique opportunity to grow and capitalize on market openings that will be coming. In a recent video, Mike at Supervel discussed how they are growing and expanding their operations, having prepared for this eventuality, focusing on American-sourced materials and components at every step of their production process. This, in short, is exactly what is supposed to happen. Zooming out a bit, I'm sure we'll continue to see shakeups as markets and companies react to this changing paradigm. However, for the consumer, I think we'll be looking at some pains in the short term, while in the long term, this restructuring of the US back to a stronger manufacturing country will serve us better in the long run. Now, with all of that wrapped up, I would very much like to thank you for sticking around, and I encourage you to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more from the Cap Ball Saloon. So, until next time, I'm Anders E.T. Herzberg, hoping to see you all next time in the saloon.